Day one. It's not a date on a calendar. It's not a moment you wait for. It's not handed to you. Day one is the day you decide. It's the day you stop making excuses, stop hesitating, and stop letting life happen to you. Think about it. How many people do you know who talk about what they're going to do someday? Someday they'll chase their dreams. Someday they'll get in shape. Someday they'll take that risk, make that move, start living the life they say they want. But let me tell you something. Someday isn't real. It's a fantasy. A lie we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. The only thing real is today, right now, this moment. And the question is, what are you going to do with it? You see, day one isn't about being ready. It's about being relentless. It's about stepping into the unknown, into the fire and saying, I don't care if I'm scared. I don't care if I fail. I'm doing this anyway. This is your wake-up call. The world isn't going to wait for you to figure it out. Life isn't going to slow down so you can catch up. Every second you spend hesitating is a second you'll never get back. And the truth, the harsh, brutal truth, no one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. And it starts with one decision. This is my day one. The brutal truth about day one. Here's the thing about day one. It's not pretty. It's not inspiring. It's not the kind of thing you post on Instagram with a motivational caption. Number day one is ugly. It's messy. It's hard. It's waking up at 5 a.m. when every muscle in your body screams for you to stay in bed. It's walking into the gym when you're out of shape and embarrassed to be seen. It's starting a business with no guarantees, no safety net, and no clue if it's going to work. Day one is uncomfortable. It's awkward. It's filled with doubt, fear, and resistance. And that's exactly why it matters. Most people never make it past day one. Do you know why? Because they're addicted to comfort. They want the results, but they don't want the grind. They want the glory, but they don't want the guts. They want the finish line, but they don't want to run the race. But you're different. You wouldn't be here if you weren't ready to step up. You wouldn't be listening to this if you weren't tired of living below your potential. Deep down, you already know what needs to be done. You just have to do it. The heroes of day one. Think about the people you admire, the legends, the ones whose names echo through history. Do you think they had it easy? Do you think they waited for the perfect time? Muhammad Ali didn't start as the greatest. He started as a kid with a dream, throwing punches in a gym. Steve Jobs didn't start with Apple as a billion-dollar empire. He started in a garage with a vision and an insane work ethic. Alexander the Great wasn't born a conqueror. He was a young man who decided to take his destiny into his own hands. He didn't wait for permission. He didn't wait for someone to hand him a throne. He claimed it. Every one of these people had a day one, a moment when they decided to stop dreaming and start doing. And that's the difference between them and everyone else. They didn't just think about it. They acted. They moved. They failed. They learned. And they kept going. The fear of starting. Let's talk about fear. Fear is what keeps most people stuck. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of the unknown. But here's the thing about fear. It's a liar. It tells you that you're not ready, that you're not good enough, that you're going to embarrass yourself. But fear is only as powerful as you let it be. The moment you take action, fear starts to lose its grip. Remember this. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite it. It's standing up and saying, I'm scared, but I'm doing it anyway. Fear will never go away completely. But the more you face it, the smaller it gets. The more you act in defiance of fear, the stronger you become. And eventually you'll realize that fear wasn't holding you back. You were holding yourself back. Day one is a promise. Day one isn't just the start of a journey. It's a promise. A promise to yourself that you won't waste another second living a life that doesn't fulfill you. It's a promise to stop settling, to stop making excuses, to stop waiting for someone else to tell you it's okay to go after what you want. Day one is the day you take ownership of your life. It's the day you stop being a passenger and start being the driver. It's the day you look yourself in the mirror and say, "This is my life, and I'm not wasting it." This isn't about proving anything to anyone else. It's about proving something to yourself. That you're stronger than your doubts. That you're bigger than your fears. That you're capable of more than you ever imagined. So here's the question. What are you going to do with today? Are you going to keep waiting? Keep making excuses? Keep living a life that doesn't challenge you, inspire you, or fulfill you? Or are you going to take the first step? Are you going to decide, right here and now, that you're done waiting for the perfect time? Because the perfect time doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is this moment, this opportunity, this chance to rise. Day one isn't easy. It's not supposed to be. But it's worth it. Because one day, you'll look back on this moment and realize it was the turning point. The moment everything changed. So stand up. Take a deep breath. Look yourself in the mirror and say, "This is my day one, and nothing is going to stop me." If this message hit home, then join the movement. Subscribe to the Midnight Alpha. Hit that like button, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Together, we're building a community of warriors who refuse to settle. This is your life. This is your journey. And it all starts with one step. This is day one. What are you going to do with it?